I'm Gregory Floyd, President Local 237. Welcome to the second half of Reaching Out. Our guest is Councilman Ydanis Rodriguez from Manhattan, who represents the communities of Washington Heights, Inwood, and Marble Hill. Councilman, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Please share a little bit of your background with us, because you were just recently elected to the City Council. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My background is being born in a poor family, 13 brothers and sisters. Sometimes my father, he did not have any food, and he had to share whatever he got in the place where he used to work. So I was really poor when it comes to materials, but I was very rich when it comes to value.
And education is a big part of your life, is a big focus. You were a former teacher. Can you tell us about that?
Well,
where did you teach?
Without education, I would not be here today.
Yes.
I mean, education has been controlled by the elite so that they can control most of the people in all countries. And I believe that without having my older sister, who being poor, she went to the best college in the area, not because we have money, but yes, because she found a lot of role models say, you have the right to be educated. So in order to get education as a right, it took so many people to die and struggle. And I believe that that's the most important tool that any society can have. And that's why in this country, Black and Latino children, when they turn 5, they have a deficit of not being exposed to 1 million words in the vocabulary. And it's the same children that they have to be taking tests. Yeah. So I'm very aware of the importance of education because I lived that experience. And when I got here, I got to City College, I was one of the students who organized the takeovers 1989, 1991, and we persuaded Mario Cuomo not to increase tuition, and we did it with number.
I remember those takeovers. I remember they were in John Jay College.
City College was the first
City
one.
College, you were the first one there, and you were one of the organizers. Well, we have a real rebel rouser right now in the City Council, and it's ironic because you also chair the Higher Education Committee. So your life has come full circle. You've come from organizing protests at City College to chairing the Higher Education Committee in the City Council. That's quite remarkable.
Yeah, and for me, this is what this country is all about. Yes. It's a matter of opportunity. And that's why for me it is so important not to be, yes, another Latino, Black person who got elected and get disconnected from the community, but it's more the elected officials that work together with all ethnicity, white, Black, Asian, that we don't see color, but we should see opportunity. And reality is the community district as the one that I represent, Washington Heights, as is the same reality in Harlem, or the South Bronx, or Brooklyn. There's so many children that they don't have the opportunity, and then we blame them when they make certain mistake.
Can you tell us about any plans for job creation? Any ideas?
Well, I've been having meeting. I have had meeting with the 32BJ. I'm interested on supporting the green jobs. Also, in our community, we have a important non-for-profit called Northern Manhattan Improvement Corporation that they also been working on the proposal of creating green jobs in our community. So that's one area. The second one is about bringing a vocational school. I've been having conversation with the DOE to see how we can also support career schools in community where we have certain young people that they need a job.
Yes.
I mean, I was working in the campaign of Virginia Field in the past, see Virginia Field. Yes. And one statistic that we found is that in New York City, we have over 300 young adult people from 18 to 23, neither working or going to school.
Right, 300,000.
So they're here in New York City. And we had to be responsible, and I believe that we had to invite the private sector, but also we had to make a case to the city, to the state, and to the federal government that we had to use the stimulus monies also to create jobs in certain communities where unemployment is hurting our society.
We represent school safety agents, and there's a major gang problem in this city.
Well, I voted against the gang initiative bill.
Can you tell us about that gang initiative bill?
The gang initiative bill is when there's three or more person together with an action or criminal action or a conduct or criminal, they are subject to 1 year in jail. So I have an issue with the word of saying conduct.
Yes.
Because conduct can be a behavior. It doesn't mean that the person is doing the action. So as someone that is a former teacher for 14 years, I know that when a young people join a gang, he or she started socializing with the group for months before getting into the gang.
Right.
So we know that sometimes, especially the Black and Latino young people, they don't have places where to go.
Right.
Like in my community, I don't have an indoor pool in the whole area.
So they need to belong to something, and the gangs are there for them to belong to.
I'm not against gang.
Yeah.
I believe that we have to get our young people to do positive things.
Yes.
But also, I believe that we need to get the private sectors, all the institutions, the colleges, privates and public, they should be more responsible. And that's why I'm having discussion with the City University of New York to bring more, to include community services at all colleges in the city. Because I believe that when President Obama, he called for us to do community service, it should not be as a national agenda.
Yes.
He is saying in order to make the national change has to happen in our local community.
That's all the time we have. Thank you for this edition of Reaching Out. My many thanks to my guests, Councilman Ydanis Rodriguez and earlier Councilwoman Diana Reyna. I'm Gregory Floyd, and this is Reaching Out.